Welcome to the Woman in the Mirror podcast with your host, Siobhan Robinson.
And your co-host, Lady J.
Hey. What's happening?
How you doing, Siobhan?
Great. How are you?
I'm doing so good. I'm so happy that you're back at the table.
Yes. Thanks for holding it down, you and Jay.
Yeah, it's not the same.
I know.
Without you being here. Like, when one of us, when we're missing, it is just not the same.
It's felt.
So,
It's felt.
Yeah.
No, but y'all held it down. It was a great episode.
So happy to have you here.
Yes, me too. And my voice. I heard Jay, he threw a little shot in about my voice, how it sounded last week. But no, I am happy that I got a day of rest. So thank y'all for that.
You're welcome. Absolutely.
And just got to restore a little bit, myself.
And I'm so happy that you back. And Jay, so shout out to the the best producer ever, Mwan J. Yay! Shout out to our producer. He just jumped right into action. He hopped right on. I'm like, thank you, Jay, because I had just preached myself and my voice is kind of gone. So I was happy that Jay, that he came and he just stepped right up. So we love you, Jay.
Thank you,
we
Jay.
love you.
Yes.
So thank you for always.
From him.
Yes, thank you for always just being there for us and stepping in and just making everything, work out.
Flow.
Like he trying some new things for us. So thank you, Jay, for everything.
We appreciate you.
Yes. So listen, today's podcast is going to be very short. We are going to jump right into it because today is Mother's Day. And we are celebrating mothers all over the world, right? And we are just so grateful for all of your sacrifices, moms, that you've made, for all that you've poured out, for all of the mothers, the godmothers, the aunts, the grandmothers, the TTs, the nanas and big mamas and whoever you are, like whatever, if you are a woman, if you have poured into, any child's life, if you've been a part of their village, we just salute you on today.
Yes, we do.
It is not easy being a mother. Listen, not easy being a grandmother. And so we just salute you. We thank you for all of your sacrifices that you've made and just for hanging in there.
Hanging in there. It's not an easy journey, but it's so worth it.
It is so worth it.
On days like this, I think that's what we try to remind ourselves why we're doing it and the importance of doing it.
Yeah. So today we're just going to celebrate the mothers. Like I said, we're going to be quick. We just want to give you all just some encouragement on today. Really just some wisdom that, from both of us on motherhood, maybe some tips that you can apply to your own life. And just really fill your own cup on today. Because, as mothers, we always pouring out of our cups. And sometimes our cups go dry and we go without. But prayerfully, this podcast will encourage you and fill you back up so that you can pour out.
You can pour out.
Yeah.
And put yourself first.
And put yourself first. Even if you're listening to this podcast, you putting yourself first.
Putting yourself first.
This is self-care.
Time out.
Right
Absolutely.
Here.
I like that you put it that way.
This is self-care.
It can be a platform for self-care.
Absolutely. So we're going to start with our beautiful Siobhan. Siobhan, what you got for us mothers today? I can't wait to hear what wisdom you got to share.
Well, I'm still a little young in motherhood, but I will say, and you've been a part of my motherhood journey too, Lady J. So I do appreciate that. When I came into motherhood, when I first learned that I was pregnant, I do recall just this thought about like, oh my gosh, what will Lady J think? Because it was a big moment in my life, as I'm sure for everyone who's kind of experienced the journey. But to know, like, we don't have a blueprint for motherhood. We don't have a manual. We don't have a guide. There's probably so many books that have been written, but who's to say that those are really true, right? Like, we have all experienced things in motherhood. And the one thing that I can say is when I learned about me being pregnant in this new journey that I was about to embark on, God was at the heart of it. God was... I told myself, I'm not doing this alone. I'm not going to enter into motherhood thinking that I have to do this alone.
Right.
And the village was already there, but it was also to know my blueprint or my manual or my guide was going to be God. He was going to direct this journey. And I think that's something that we always have to remember is
absolutely
He doesn't forsake us. He is always there. And all the things that we handle in motherhood, sometimes it feels like we're on our own doing it. But if we can remember at the heart of the journey, God gave us this assignment. It's a special assignment, and He will not let you fail in this.
Absolutely.
You enter it into it, and you could be excited, you could be nervous. And even as you move through motherhood, those same feelings come up. But at the core of it, God is your anchor. He is your rock. He is your source of truth. really. And never forget that. You can always go to him with anything in motherhood. I think I said this in a past podcast, like anything you're dealing with in regards to your children, take it to God and don't leave him out. It's so easy for us to discipline, to cook, to clean, to do all the things and get caught up in it. But at the heart of it, still nurturing our relationship with God, and as we're involving as mothers and growing as mothers, we can never forget him in that, and always treat our assignment delicate. Like somebody told me that, like
it's such a blessing.
We took care of our assignments like God gave them to us.
Yes,
our gratitude would flow, our joy would flow, even on the hard days. That's just my biggest piece of advice. And it's simple, but just don't leave God out of it. Don't leave him out of it.
I love how you said, though, Siobhan, that you couldn't do it alone. You couldn't do it without him.
Never.
And I wrote down because I didn't want to forget it. You couldn't do it alone anyway.
You couldn't do it alone anyway.
Because we can't do anything that God gives us outside of his will and without his strength.
Yep.
And being a mother is nothing that we can do on our own, because real strength, true strength only comes from him.
Ooh.
It lies. We only get refilled. We only get strength. We only get, rest and peace and joy and favor, all of that stuff. We can only get it inside of him anyway, and from him and through him. So we can't do motherhood without him.